Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. All right, so as I was drafting my 700,000th basketball team, as y'all know, I go crazy with that. I was thinking about a player that's sitting in Brooklyn that probably should be sought after, and his name is Claxton, center. I can think of about 3 teams that should probably want him, and the thing about him is the Brooklyn Nets just drafted his predecessor, and I can't think of the guy's name. I should have looked it up before I turned on the camera. I just didn't. But they drafted him, and he's going to likely try to develop into a player similar to Claxton, probably with similar upside as Claxton. Claxton is a guy who's young, who's shown that he can be an all-star, probably all-star level, if not borderline all-star, somewhere in the Aiton conversation type talent. Really helps you on the defensive end, rebounds the ball very well. Just somebody that could really assist with teams without actually taking away scoring production. So if you're a team like Phoenix, you wanted a center like Claxton. A team like the Golden State Warriors, you definitely want a center like Claxton. A team like the Los Angeles Lakers, you want a player like Claxton. He's the type of guy that you can target while no one is looking, because everybody's looking for certain types of names. Everybody's doing certain types of things that are a little more conventional. But he is sitting there waiting essentially for teams to recognize that this is the case. They just drafted his I wish I knew what this guy's name was, but he was taken in the back of the draft, first round, and he's pretty much going to come in and try to steal minutes from Claxton, maybe try to develop into what Claxton's going to be. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Brooklyn Nets drafted him with the intention of not paying Claxton or moving Claxton just the same. So that is a situation that we talked about earlier in the summer, maybe even further back than that, when the draft took place, and just kind of forgot about it. But that is someone that I think the NBA needs to be taking a look at. If you need a center, and there's several of you teams that definitely need a center, he's sitting there waiting for somebody to make a bid, and I'm pretty sure the Nets will pull the trigger if they like what they see in regards to those packages. So a team like, I don't know, some of the teams, I look at Miami, and this is why I say Miami, because it would be in their best interest to blow everything up, but it would also be in their best interest to have a player in place that can help them stay in a position to still be attractive. If I'm going to move Bam, which ultimately I think Miami would be wise to do, to try to liquidate him into different assets, a guy like Claxton is somebody you can probably attract in that type of trade, along with other pieces that can make you more valuable. In the Clippers, if you're moving on from Zubac, maybe Claxton would be a player that you can move forward in with your rebuild. If for some reason Portland is not filling Aiton, that's somebody who could probably be moved around. Not necessarily something that you're pressing for if you're the Portland Trailblazers, but this is just an example. If you're the Timberwolves and you want to move on from both of those centers, which I think wouldn't be the worst idea, because I don't like either one of them that much, in Gobert or Karl Towns, I can send them off to the wild blue yonder, bring back Claxton, and move forward with him, whatever the return would be, and Anthony Edwards in a rebuild. This is the type of thing that I think needs to be done, because I'm looking at Claxton, and I just know that the Brooklyn Nets are going nowhere. They're going nowhere. They drafted his predecessor, and he's a kid, basically, himself. So it's like he didn't need nobody to be drafted if you believed in him and thought he was going to be somebody you want to move forward with. Absolutely not. So they have an agenda to move on from him, it appears to me, based on what I'm looking at. And a team like the Golden State Warriors probably should be at the top of the list trying to acquire a player like that, instead of some of the dumb stuff that they've been doing. So, yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. It wasn't too much to say other than that. I just understand that situation. Claxton is a heck of a player, and nobody's even paying attention. Nobody's paying attention at all. A team like the Boston Celtics, in my humble opinion, as much as I like Robert Williams, it's as much as I don't like Robert Williams. Why? Because he don't play more than 30 games a season, man. It's always some type of knee or something keeping him from being himself. He's a pogo stick who's losing athleticism by the second based on these injuries. They would be wise to move on from him. Claxton can slip right in and be exactly who they want him to be. So these are the type of things you're thinking about, because a lot of the centers that these teams are relying upon, Nurkic and Phoenix, trash. Get him out of here. Trade him immediately and get Claxton on your team. You'll be more sturdy. These are the type of things that teams need to be thinking about while they're paying attention to stuff that's going on. These are the type of things you need to be thinking about if you're a really good GM. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.